This dark alley in Whitechapel, London, might look innocent at first glance, but in 1888, it was the epicenter of fear and chaos, as Jack the Ripper may have been observing his victims here. The brick walls and chilly streets hold the secrets of a murderer who was never caught. This photo takes us back to a time when London lived in the shadow of the unknown, and this is just the beginning. In this video, you'll discover rare images that not only reveal a lost world, but also unveil hidden stories that will forever change how you see this era. A serene scene unfolds as a small sailboat glides effortlessly over the calm waters of the Norfolk Broads. 3 passengers sit quietly, immersed in the tranquility of their surroundings. In the distance, a cozy house emits soft curls of smoke from its chimney, a reminder of the peaceful rural life in Victorian England. Young herring girls from the Isle of Man are captured washing clothes after a grueling day. These hardworking women balance demanding roles, contributing to the local fishing industry while tending to domestic duties. Their resilience and strength are evident, painting a vivid picture of life in a coastal village at the turn of the century. Can you imagine balancing such grueling work with daily household duties at such a young age? A somber image of a family displaced by the Thames floods conveys the harsh realities of Lambeth's poorest residents. Standing outside a tattered rag shop, a couple cradles their baby, their expressions heavy with uncertainty. The relentless annual floods turn survival into a constant battle for those living along the river's vulnerable banks. While the Thames floods left many families displaced and struggling, life by the sea in Whitby offered a different kind of challenge, one of resilience and unity. A touching family moment is frozen in time on the Whitby dock. A fishing family gathers lovingly around a baby nestled in a basket. The father, mother, and children share quiet smiles, their bond a poignant reminder of the strength and unity required to weather the challenges of a seafaring life. A young barefoot girl in ragged clothes crosses a bustling street in Liverpool, her small figure lost amidst the urban chaos. Her weary expression reveals the stark realities of childhood in a rapidly industrializing city. For many, life was a daily struggle for survival, with children working or scavenging to help their families make ends meet. In the heart of bustling London, a young newspaper seller works tirelessly, his face marked with determination. Amid the carriages and crowds of Ludgate Circus, his worn clothes and calloused hands tell a story of resilience. Such workers were the backbone of the city's workforce, eking out a living in the shadow of industrial progress. A street photographer sets up his mobile booth on Clapham Common, capturing fleeting moments of urban life. His bulky equipment reflects the ingenuity of early photography, bringing the lives of ordinary Londoners into focus. These images offered a unique window into a city of contrasts, where innovation met the struggles of everyday survival. A displaced family, burdened by their belongings, trudges through the narrow streets of London's slums. Evictions were a grim reality for the impoverished, forcing families to uproot and face uncertain futures. This haunting image captures the desperation of a life where survival meant constant movement and the loss of even the smallest semblance of stability. Henry Freeman stands tall in his cork life jacket, a symbol of both bravery and tragedy. As the sole survivor of a lifeboat accident that claimed his crewmates, Freeman's legacy as a heroic Whitby lifeboatman lives on. His story reflects the perilous nature of life at sea and the courage required to face it. What do you think drove individuals like Henry Freeman to repeatedly risk their lives for others? Jane Forbes, a woman accused of theft, stares defiantly into the camera for her police photo. During the Edwardian era, such images were often publicly displayed, reinforcing strict societal morals. This harsh practice turned even minor infractions into spectacles of shame, revealing the rigid and punitive nature of the justice system of the time. As the rigid morality of Edwardian society judged some, others, like Belle Bilton, found ways to ascend through their talent and charm. Belle Bilton, a celebrated music hall performer, gazes confidently in her theatrical costume. Later known as the Countess of Clancarty, her ascent from the stage to aristocracy captivated Victorian society. Her journey highlights the era's fascination with fame, status, and the blurred lines between public entertainment and private ambition. A youthful Winston Churchill dons the uniform of the 4th Queen's Own Hussars Regiment, his determined gaze hinting at the future leader within. At just 21, Churchill was already forging the path that would define his legacy. This photograph offers a rare glimpse into the early years of one of Britain's most iconic figures. A lively summer day at Margate Beach captures the blossoming of England's coastal tourism. Bathers in modest swimsuits enjoy the sun and surf, their laughter mingling with the sound of waves. The scene marks the beginning of the golden age of seaside holidays, a cherished escape for Edwardian society from the bustle of urban life. From sun-soaked beaches to the polished avenues of Hyde Park, leisure in Edwardian England reflected both simplicity and sophistication. Edwardian elegance graces Hyde Park as high society ladies stroll beneath ornate parasols. Their long gowns, intricate lacework, and wide-brimmed hats showcase the sophistication of the era. The park, a meeting ground for London's elite, reflected the ideals of grace and poise, with every detail of their attire carefully curated to embody refinement. A woman captures a fellow beachgoer with her camera, illustrating the rise of amateur photography. On the Isle of Thanet's sandy shores, snapshots became cherished mementos, forever preserving moments of leisure. As cameras grew more accessible, everyday people began documenting their lives, transforming photography into a democratic art form. 3 young friends lounge on Blackpool Beach, basking in the sunlight of a new era. The post-World War I years saw a shift in societal norms, with greater freedom and camaraderie among the youth. This simple scene of relaxation captures the profound transformation of British society, where joy and connection found new expression. The bustling Whitby docks showcase the town's maritime prominence, with large ships anchored against the backdrop of its iconic coastal landscape. Dock workers and fishermen move purposefully, embodying the lifeblood of this thriving harbor. In 1910, Whitby remained a vital hub for trade and fishing, its docks a symbol of industry and resilience. While the bustling docks of Whitby thrived on local trade, the Titanic and Olympic stood as symbols of ambition on a global scale. A historic photograph captures the RMS Olympic and RMS Titanic side by side in Belfast. The Olympic, under repair, towers beside her sister ship in the final stages of preparation. This poignant image marks their last moment together before the Titanic's ill-fated maiden voyage, a haunting prelude to one of history's greatest maritime tragedies. Polly Swallow, a fisherwoman from Whitby, stands proudly with her fishing net in hand. Her weathered features and determined expression tell the story of a life tied to the sea. Women like Polly were vital to fishing communities, balancing hard labor with the demands of home life, their resilience anchoring their families through turbulent times. On a bustling London street, Italian musicians play a harp, drawing a crowd of curious onlookers. Their melodic tunes bring foreign charm to Victorian England, fostering cultural exchanges in a rapidly globalizing city. These performers, often immigrants, wove their artistry into the urban tapestry, adding a touch of international flavor to the city's vibrant streets. A striking photograph captures the skeletal form of Tower Bridge rising over the Thames. Girders and cranes dominate the scene, symbolizing Victorian ingenuity at its peak. Still incomplete, the bridge's early stages hint at the architectural masterpiece it would become, blending functionality with grandeur to create one of London's most iconic landmarks. From London's iconic Tower Bridge to the rugged landscapes of Scotland, Victorian engineering continued to push boundaries, one structure at a time. Against the rugged Scottish landscape, Workers labor tirelessly on the fourth bridge, a marvel of industrial engineering. The cantilever structure, a groundbreaking achievement of its time, represented the spirit of innovation that defined the era. These men, suspended high above the water, embodied the courage and determination that brought this colossal project to life. The sprawling interior of Paddington Station reveals the intricate ironwork and sweeping arches of Victorian railway design. Crowds bustle beneath the grand roof, a testament to the age of steam and progress. The station's architectural beauty reflects the era's ambition to connect cities and people through the marvel of modern transportation. The Crystal Palace gleams under the London sun, its vast glass and iron structure a wonder of Victorian innovation. Built to house the Great Exhibition, it symbolized the era's confidence in progress and industrial prowess. Tragically destroyed by fire decades later, its grandeur lives on in photographs as a tribute to human ambition and creativity. While the Crystal Palace showcased public grandeur, the Victorian parlor reflected the era's intimate focus on home life. A cozy parlor scene captures women immersed in needlework and conversation, the heart of Victorian domestic life. Decorated with lace curtains and ornate furniture, the room reflects the era's emphasis on refinement and family values. These moments in the parlor symbolized a retreat from the bustling world outside, where women shaped the rhythms of home life. A rural backyard in Yorkshire comes alive with the bustle of laundry day. Women scrub and wring clothes by hand, their sleeves rolled up against the strain of the task. Steam rises from copper tubs, a reminder of the labor-intensive nature of Victorian household chores, where strength and dedication kept families clothed and homes running smoothly. After the toil of daily chores, Sundays offered a chance to pause, reflect, and present one's best to the world. Mothers, clad in elegant Sunday dresses, lead their children to church through cobblestone streets. Hats adorned with feathers and lace complete their carefully chosen ensembles. Sundays were a cherished day of rest and reflection, and this scene showcases Victorian London's strong ties to tradition and faith, with families dressed in their finest to honor the occasion. A Victorian family gathers around a small table, savoring tea and biscuits in their Kent home. The scene radiates warmth and unity, with the patriarch pouring tea while children chatter animatedly. Tea time was a cornerstone of daily life, embodying the values of connection and ritual that defined family life in the late 19th century. A groundbreaking moment unfolds as London's first underground train departs from Paddington. Powered by steam, the Metropolitan Railway revolutionized urban travel, connecting distant neighborhoods beneath the bustling city streets. This remarkable innovation marked the birth of the tube system, setting the stage for a transport revolution that transformed the lives of Londoners forever. While underground trains revolutionized urban travel, the steam locomotive was transforming connections across the countryside. A powerful steam locomotive chugs along the tracks near Liverpool, a symbol of industrial progress. Its billowing smoke and rhythmic clatter connected cities, industries, and people like never before. This marvel of engineering not only reshaped transportation, but also fueled economic growth, linking England's industrial heartlands to its thriving ports. A bustling London street comes alive with the sight of a horse-drawn omnibus navigating its way through the crowd. This early form of public transportation provided an affordable and efficient way for city dwellers to travel. The sound of hooves against cobblestones echoed the rhythm of urban life in an era of rapid expansion. From shared public transport to personal mobility, Victorian innovation redefined how people moved through their cities and beyond. A cyclist wobbles along London streets on a newly designed safety bicycle, marking a shift in personal mobility. Unlike its precarious predecessors, this model made cycling more accessible to the masses. Bicycles became a symbol of independence, offering freedom of movement while sparking social change, particularly for women seeking new horizons in Victorian society. Highgate Cemetery stands as a hauntingly beautiful tribute to Victorian mourning. Ornate headstones and overgrown ivy create an atmosphere of quiet reverence. This resting place for the era's elite reflects the intricate rituals surrounding death and remembrance, blending artistry with solemnity in a space where life and legacy intertwined. Vauxhall's pleasure gardens, once a vibrant entertainment hub, echo with the laughter and music of Victorian evenings. Crowds gathered for theatrical performances, firework displays, and lively dances. Though now a faded memory, these gardens were a symbol of communal joy, offering a respite from the rigors of urban life in 19th century London. While the pleasure gardens brought joy and entertainment to Victorian evenings, the bustling markets of London fueled the city's daily rhythm. The bustling Old Billingsgate market comes alive with the shouts of fishmongers and the clatter of carts. This Thameside market was the heart of London's seafood trade, supplying the city's kitchens with fresh catches. Its lively atmosphere captured the essence of Victorian commerce, where hard work and camaraderie fueled the spirit of the capital. The Grand Victoria Baths in Manchester dazzled visitors with their stunning stained glass and ornate tilework. These public baths, a luxury for their time, offered not just hygiene but a social gathering space. Their architecture reflected the civic pride of the era, combining functionality with elegance to create a true sanctuary for the community. While spaces like Victoria Baths offered moments of leisure and respite, the textile mills of Lancashire demanded relentless labor from their workers. Lancashire's textile mills hum with activity as women labor tirelessly at the looms. The air is thick with cotton dust, and the rhythmic clatter of machinery underscores their relentless pace. These women, often working long hours for modest pay, form the backbone of Britain's industrial revolution, embodying resilience amid challenging and often hazardous conditions. A young maid scrubs the stone steps of a London townhouse, her worn apron and tired expression reflecting the rigors of domestic service. As a maid of all work, she juggled endless chores with little respite. For many Victorian women, this was a life of grueling labor, performed behind the closed doors of affluent homes. As breakthroughs in antiseptic surgery transformed medical practice, the fight against deadly diseases like smallpox highlighted the power of prevention. Nurses stand resolute on the South African battlefield during the Boer War, tending to the wounded with quiet bravery. Their starched uniforms contrast with the chaos around them, marking the emergence of women in battlefield medicine. These pioneers played a vital role in wartime care, paving the way for future generations of medical professionals. In a bustling London office, a young typist deftly works at her typewriter, her fingers flying over the keys. The image captures a turning point in women's roles, as clerical jobs open new avenues for independence. The typist became a symbol of modernity and progress, representing the shifting dynamics of work in the Edwardian era. A remarkable invention illuminates the hidden workings of the human body as London unveils its first X-ray machine. Doctors marvel at its ability to see beneath the skin, revolutionizing diagnostics. This breakthrough marked the dawn of modern medical imaging, offering new hope in understanding and treating illnesses with unprecedented precision. In an Edinburgh operating theatre, the methods of Joseph Lister come to life as surgeons adopt antiseptic practices. Carbolic acid sprays and sterilized instruments drastically reduce infections, transforming surgery from a perilous gamble into a life-saving procedure. Lister's innovation reshaped medicine, laying the foundation for safer and more effective healthcare. A London clinic administers smallpox vaccinations, a testament to the fight against one of history's deadliest diseases. Mothers cradle their children as they receive this life-saving intervention. Edward Jenner's groundbreaking work in immunology paved the way for eradicating smallpox, demonstrating the power of science in protecting public health. Florence Nightingale's nurses worked tirelessly in the makeshift hospitals of the Crimean War, their dedication transforming battlefield care. Armed with compassion and rigorous hygiene, they reduced mortality rates and set new standards for nursing. This pivotal moment in healthcare history revolutionized patient care and established nursing as a vital profession. A photograph captures the early stages of Battersea Power Station, its towering chimneys beginning to rise over the London skyline. This industrial giant would soon become a symbol of modernity, powering homes and businesses alike. Its Art Deco design and innovative engineering set a new standard for industrial architecture in Britain. Iron Bridge Gorge, adorned with the world's first cast-iron bridge, stands as a testament to the ingenuity of the Industrial Revolution. Spanning the River Severn, this engineering marvel transformed transportation and symbolized the era's bold advances. By 1880, the gorge had become a hub of activity, representing Britain's status as a global industrial leader. From the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution to the canals of Birmingham, Britain's infrastructure reflected its rapid industrial growth. Gas Street Basin hums with life as canal boats transport coal, goods, and people through Birmingham's industrial heart. The network of waterways powered the city's growth, linking factories and markets across Britain. This bustling scene reflects the crucial role of canals in fueling the nation's economic expansion during the Victorian Age. The fiery glow of molten steel illuminates the Sheffield Steelworks, a hive of industrial activity. Workers labor tirelessly in the heat, forging the tools and structures that fueled Britain's empire. By 1900, Sheffield was synonymous with steel production, its factories producing high-quality goods that solidified its place as the steel city of the world. While steelwork symbolized the industrial backbone of Victorian Britain, its theaters captured the era's artistic soul. Drury Lane Theatre, alive with the glamour of the Victorian stage, welcomes audiences into a world of drama and opulence. Gaslights illuminate its ornate interiors as actors perform to packed houses. By 1885, London's theatres were cultural landmarks, offering a brief escape from the realities of industrial life while showcasing the era's love for performance. Brighton's iconic pier takes shape against the backdrop of a bustling seaside town. The early stages of its construction reveal a feat of engineering designed to entertain and inspire. By its completion, the pier would become a beacon of Victorian leisure, attracting visitors eager to embrace the excitement of Britain's burgeoning coastal resorts. From the excitement of seaside attractions to the vibrant nightlife of London's music halls, entertainment came in many forms during the Victorian Age. The Alhambra Music Hall in Leicester Square radiates with the energy of Victorian nightlife. Its grand stage hosts singers, dancers, and acrobats, drawing crowds eager for entertainment. By 1875, music halls had become the beating heart of urban culture, offering variety shows that brought joy and spectacle to audiences from all walks of life. The Hippodrome Circus stands as a monument to Britain's love of performance and spectacle. Opened in 1903, this grand building hosted awe-inspiring acrobats, animal acts, and live music. As the last surviving circus building in the UK, it captures the spirit of an era when live entertainment brought communities together in wonder and delight. A sea of determined women gathers in London, waving banners demanding the right to vote. The suffragette movement's rallies, like this one in 1910, became powerful symbols of change. Their relentless fight challenged societal norms, paving the way for the enfranchisement of women and reshaping the landscape of British democracy forever. Which historical movements do you think were most pivotal in shaping the freedoms we enjoy today? A woman rides confidently through the streets of Bath on a safety bicycle, her long skirt tucked neatly away. Cycling offered newfound freedom, empowering women to explore the world on their own terms. This simple act challenged restrictive norms of the era, making the bicycle a quiet revolution in the lives of Victorian women. As bicycles empowered women to move freely, trailblazers in medicine proved that progress wasn't confined to mobility alone. A groundbreaking moment captures Britain's first female doctors graduating in Edinburgh. These trailblazers faced immense opposition, yet their determination reshaped the medical profession. Their achievements not only opened doors for women in medicine, but also highlighted the broader fight for gender equality in professional and academic fields. A group of women sits attentively in a Cambridge lecture hall, marking early strides in academic inclusion. While still barred from full degrees, their presence challenged the exclusivity of higher education. By 1885, such scenes signified the slow but steady march toward equal opportunities in academia, laying the groundwork for future generations of women scholars. A widow, dressed in black, sits with her young children outside a crumbling East End building. Her weary expression reflects the harsh reality of life for widows in poverty. Without social support, many women like her struggled to provide for their families, facing both societal judgment and relentless economic hardship. In the steamy confines of a Leeds laundry, women labor over tubs and ironing boards, their faces marked by exhaustion. Long hours, low wages, and hazardous conditions were the norm for industrial laundry workers. This image captures their resilience amid exploitation, shedding light on the struggles of working-class women during the Victorian era. A haunting image reveals the stark conditions faced by women in Holloway Prison. Crowded cells and harsh treatment were routine for inmates, many of whom were imprisoned for minor offenses. The plight of these women, including suffragettes, highlights the need for reform in a justice system that often criminalized poverty and dissent. For women of the time, whether behind prison walls or in the streets advocating for reform, survival meant challenging the status quo. Widows gather in protest outside Parliament, demanding reforms to the pension system. Clad in black, their collective grief and determination create a striking scene. This rally marked a pivotal moment in social advocacy, as women began to publicly challenge systemic inequalities and fight for better support for society's most vulnerable members. A seamstress operates a newly designed sewing machine in a bustling Manchester workshop, its mechanical precision transforming garment production. Faster and more efficient than hand-stitching, these machines revolutionized the textile industry. By 1860, sewing machines had become a symbol of progress, empowering workers and making clothing more accessible to all. As sewing machines revolutionized garment production, the advent of electric lighting transformed how people lived and worked after dark. The flick of a switch illuminates a London street, marking the dawn of electric lighting. Introduced at the Savoy Theatre, this groundbreaking technology replaced gas lamps, providing brighter, cleaner light. By 1881, electricity symbolized modernity, transforming homes, workplaces, and public spaces, and forever changing the way people lived after dark. A man speaks into a telephone receiver in Birmingham, marveling at the device that carries his voice across the city. Early telephones connected people over long distances for the first time, revolutionizing communication. By 1878, businesses and households began adopting this marvel, laying the foundation for the interconnected world we know today. While telephones connected voices over long distances, innovations in sanitation improved the daily lives of countless city dwellers. A sleek porcelain flush toilet in a London home signals a leap in sanitation technology. Invented to improve hygiene and combat disease, flush toilets became a symbol of Victorian progress. By 1875, their adoption in urban areas reflected a growing understanding of public health and the importance of clean, efficient waste disposal. The soaring arches of St. Pancras Station showcase Victorian ambition in full glory. A marvel of engineering and design, this railway terminal blends Gothic elegance with industrial functionality. Opened in 1868, it symbolized Britain's mastery of transportation and architecture, connecting people and goods while becoming a lasting icon of the era. From rural serenity to bustling streets, These images unveil lives long past. What struck you most? Share below and leave a like. Thanks for watching The Frames of Time. Until next time.